let's shift focus now towards conditioning. And I want to touch on some fundamental basics, some fundamental concepts on conditioning, and then how to actually approach conditioning depending on what it is that you're doing. So conditioning in terms of training and practice. So review the two-factor model of sports performance. Look at Rip's article on the two-factor model. Look at the videos on the two-factor model, and then any of the articles that have been written about training for jiu-jitsu, training for the military, training for sports. There's the Map of Athletic Performance, I believe is the name of the article. All of these things deal with the two-factor model. The two-factor model is the application of strength into your life and into your sports and into your hobbies. And when I say sports, the way I look at it is performance is everything, right? So whether you're playing a sport or you have a hobby, you're a cyclist or a runner, jiu-jitsu, martial arts, bowling, whatever it is, that's your sport, that's your hobby. But even if you don't do any of those things, improved performance for you might just be in your regular life, your day-to-day life, just moving around, living, walking, whatever it is that you do in your normal life. So the two-factor model doesn't only apply to athletes participating in a sport competitively or as a hobby. The two-factor model describes human performance, all right? And that's a useful way to look at it, especially when we start talking about conditioning and how to apply your strength training to your life. First principle here in terms of conditioning. There is very rarely a need, or very rarely is it a good idea to train conditioning. And I say train because conditioning falls under the training side of the two-factor model. The two-factor model is training and practice. So those are the two factors. Training is the accumulation of a physiological adaptation. Practice is the accumulation of skill, or the improvement of skill, right? So under training, you have structural adaptations and you have metabolic adaptations. And just to review everything again very briefly, the structural adaptations are your strength training. They're expensive in terms of the time it takes to acquire them, in terms of what it takes to maintain strength, and in terms of the length of time that it's going to require for you or energy and inputs that's going to be required for you to improve your strength over time.